Okay, so today we're gonna do who takes the most drugs. I'm talking crystal meth, weed, cocaine, all that fun shit. Okay, so we have 5 different tiers, starting from the bottom all the way to the top. So obviously the bottom is for the sober people, and obviously the top is for the crackheads. It's pretty easy to understand. So anyway, let's begin. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the boring people. Nah, I'm just joking. What I meant to say was the more smarter, intelligent people, because obviously drugs are bad for you. So let's start off with someone who has obviously never touched anything in their lives. I mean, obviously it's Reinhardt. I mean, let's be real for a second. I'm pretty sure they would beat 50 shades of shit out of you if you were doing drugs while you were in the army. And we're gonna apply the exact same logic to Soldier and Reaper as well, because they were also in the army for basically their entire lives. So I don't think they've done any naughty shit. And by naughty shit, I mean crystal meth. Bastion is physically unable to take drugs. I think Zenyatta is likely the most obvious sober person. I mean, this guy probably doesn't even drink coffee or even Red Bull. Like, he is about as sober as a person can physically be. Genji is literally Zenyatta's bitch, so I think whatever Zenyatta does, Genji will follow. So by that simple logic, I think Genji is also completely sober, which is actually a very good thing. I mean, it's good to be sober, guys. And finally, we have Tracer. Can any person on this planet imagine Tracer doing drugs? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't sound right. Anyway, on to the next tier. And as you can see, this is where the majority of people are gonna go. Firstly, we have Anna. Glass of wine, maybe a cigar. That's basically it. I mean, she's like 105 years old, so I don't really think she's gonna be putting anything in her ass. I mean, I don't really think at that age putting anything in your ass is a good idea, by the way. Next up, we have Ash. Again, maybe a glass of wine, maybe a beer or two, maybe a cigarette. I am 100% certain that D.Va is addicted to vaping, but that's quite normal in this day and age, so it's not that bad, I guess. I mean, actually, it's really fucking bad, but whatever. Cassidy can literally not keep a cigar out of his mouth for more than 2 seconds, so it's quite self-explanatory. Like, that guy always has his lips right round a cigar all the time. Symmetra definitely has like some shisha with the boys on a Saturday night. Baptiste actually looks really healthy, but I'm just guessing maybe he enjoys like a cigar and some coffee maybe. Again, just a guess. Anyway, that does it for that tier, and now we're moving on to some actual real shit. Torbjorn spends an awful long amount of time like meddling around with like robotics and machines, so I reckon he needs like a lot of creativity in it. So I reckon he does like some acid before he begins his fiddling around with machines, because I've heard that acid actually makes you more creative. Well, at least I've heard it does. So I'm just connecting the dots here in it. Hanzo, that guy is like batshit crazy. He must be doing something. I don't know what, but he's definitely doing something. I mean, I swear he tried to kill his own brother or something. So yeah, he's definitely on something strong. Winston definitely smokes a bit of weed. Farah definitely smokes some weed. Kiriko definitely smokes some weed. May definitely smokes some insects or plants, whatever other weird scientific shit she does. Fuck May. Orisa definitely has been programmed to snort coke. Okay, so Roadhog is extraordinarily lazy and he's always sleeping. So I'm guessing he loves a bit of Xanax to proper put his ass out. Like, I can imagine him like shoving like absolutely filling up his big guts for dinner and then popping a little bit of Xanax and that shit knocks him out for the entire night. I think. Sojourn, I think she loves a couple of glasses of wine at nighttime straight after a big juicy steak. Now you see with Widowmaker, she's so fucking evil that I think she's discovered some unknown drug that removes all sense of emotion, so she can endlessly just kill everyone and not feel anything. So yeah, she's definitely an abuser of some unknown mysterious drug that blocks out emotion. And that nicely sums up this section, and it's time to move up, and now we're getting into some serious business. Firstly, we have Mercy. Now, I don't actually think Mercy does any drugs, but that does not mean that she doesn't sell drugs. And that's the reason why she's so high. Pun intended. Brigitte definitely smokes meth when her dad isn't looking. Don't ask me why, I just know. Doomvis is literally like a playboy billionaire leader of talent. So, I mean, all billionaire playboys smoke fucking coke, rolled up in $100 bills. So 100% he's on some serious shit, but he deserves it. I mean, he's a billionaire and he runs fucking talent. So obviously you need something to relax you a little bit, and obviously cocaine does that. Well, at least I think it does that. I don't actually have a clue what cocaine actually does. I feel like Lucio is like a caffeine addict, because all the running he does and all the cool dancing and shit he does, he must get tired. So he must do, I think he drinks a lot of Red Bulls to keep his energy levels up, because there's no way he can do all that running and dancing and all that funky shit and not get at least a little bit tired. So he's definitely had some Red Bulls in his time. Moira just stinks of crystal meth. For some reason, I can imagine Sombra hacking some international bank, stealing all of their money, and then just smoking the biggest zoot of all time. And on that note, it's time to move up onto the biggest druggies in the game. Okay, Junkrat, I'm not even gonna explain. Junkrat is the most maniac, psychotic weirdo on planet Earth. He's done every drug on the planet at once. He's just the ultimate drug head. Now with Junker Queen, take everything I just said about Junkrat, turn it down a couple of notches, and you got the Junker Queen. Bro, Hammond is literally a talking hamster. I don't even want to know what kind of shit he's taken to be able to talk and to be able to do maths and physics as a fucking hamster. Sigma has to be the most ultimate stoner of all time. I'm convinced with how calm he is nowadays that he definitely started smoking some serious weed. I'm convinced. This guy used to be so all over the place, extremely over the top, and now he's so mellow. He definitely smokes a little bit of weed. Or maybe he just became extremely peaceful. Who knows? And finally, we have the biggest drug head in the entire world. We have Zarya. This person has pumped so much steroids and drugs into her muscles that it's actually outrageous. She's probably made of 50% muscle and 50% oil. The oil being steroids, and steroids are drugs. So by simple logic, she is more drug than she is human. So yeah, she takes the cake as the ultimate drug lord of Overwatch 2. And on that note, guys, that is the end. Yeah, before I finish, this video is a joke. Don't take it too seriously. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed.